Hey, Shalom, Akim. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Radash. Of course, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who, through the Holy Spirit, continue to teach us His truth, wisdom, and give us, therefore, an understanding. All right. Oh, man, this is from Signs of the Times. All right. Just proving what a sick piece of crap these Edomites are. All right. This LGBT, whatever else, Q, I think is the latest letter, uh, is really getting out of hand. In this case, we're talking about, it says Canadian father jailed, get a load of this, for referring to his gender transitioning 14-year-old daughter as she and her. Once again, these wicked, wicked, wicked Edomites at work here. It's his daughter. Of course, it's a she and a her. But no. See, now we're getting into, in fact, oh man, I'm just going to read because, it's no use in even, I'm not going to even go there. This is a man in Canada who can only be alluded to as he who shall not be named. Robert Hoogland, for the sake of natural justice, it is important to speak this man's name. He is now a Canadian state's prisoner of conscience. The warrant was issued by a judge for the arrest of a father for calling his biological female child his daughter and referring to her with the pronouns she and her. Hoogland is a father to a gender non-conforming biological female 14-year-old who identifies as transgender and prefers the use of male pronouns. So, it looks as though everyone's going to be forced, all right, to, I don't know, go along and join in someone else's mental illness. Well, we all know these are demons, all right, that are plaguing this child, all right. Clearly, this is a female. She has female parts. Wow. So here's the deal. You have to overlook the obvious now. You have a daughter. You have a son. You can no longer refer to the girl as a she and the boy as a he. Alright. So in an attempt to confuse people and blur the lines between the genders, clearly there is a difference as it was meant to be, but no. This devil thinks everybody is stupid enough just because he says so. That makes it so. Now we're getting into 2 Thessalonians 2. All right. Let me get that real quick because clearly people, just like this COVID crap, just because it comes out of this devil's mouth, people believe it, even though what's in front of them clearly contradicts what this devil says. Amazing. The witchcraft that's going on here. 2 Thessalonians 2nd chapter, the man of lawlessness clearly that's who we're dealing with here, have been for the longest. But there was a veil over the people. This is the way the Most High wanted it. All right. In fact, I'm going to get that first. This is Isaiah 25. All right. This is Isaiah. It says Song of Praise for God's Favor. And this is Isaiah 25 and 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. And clearly we know that. We know that us as a people, the way we were treated over here, everybody turned a blind eye for the most part, because what? They also profited of it. You can go to 1 Maccabees 2 and 10, all right, which I'll do real quick. All right. Whoops. Here we go. First Maccabees 2 and 10. And it says, what nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? Talking about Israel. Alright? All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman she has become a bond slave. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it. But now, all right, it's extended to everybody else. They don't like it. They've had their taste of democracy. All right? Good old American democracy. That's that wine. The doctrine and philosophies of this wicked devil. Now, as it says in Revelation 11:18, in the beginning, it says the nations are angry. They don't like it. But what are you left with? This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be no soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as at the day of Hamashiach, Yahushua is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right? Perdition. Let's get a load of that. Let's see what that is. All right. Strong's G 684.
Strong's G 684. Apoleia. Apoleia.
Apoleia. Apoleia. Destroying, utter destruction of vessels. A perishing, ruin, destruction of money, which is going on right now. The destruction which consists of eternal misery. Okay, now we know they took liberties with that. All right, you got hell, meaning what? The grave. And you have what? In straits, or like we're in hell now. Look at us, you know. A bad position. It says damnable, destruction, die, perdition, perish, pernicious ways, waste. All right, ruin or loss. Think of Jonah. He wasn't in a fiery lake like what the Christian church would have you believe, a lake of fire burning forever. No. What was his circumstance? 3 days in the belly of a fish? That's hell. Think about that. Alright? He was in dire straits. Alright? Let's see. Let's go back. Can't call your own daughter a girl. This is anyway. Hoagland is a father. Okay, I've already read that. It says Hoagland has repeatedly called this person his daughter, though the court has forbade it. On Tuesday at 10 a.m. Vancouver time, Hoagland surrendered himself to the court in response to the Attorney General of British Columbia's warrant for his arrest for contempt. He was then arrested and jailed. A warrant was issued by Judge Tamman on March 4th, 2021. Late Wednesday evening, Clark was strongly disappointed by the court's ruling. I'm reading here. The government has taken over my parental rights. He said they're using Maxine, that's his daughter, like she's a guinea pig in an experiment. Is BC, British Columbia Children's Hospital, going to be there in 5 years when she rejects her male identity? No, they're not. They don't care. They want numbers. Throughout our interview, Clark continues to refer to his daughter as a girl because she is a girl. Her DNA will not change through all these experiments that they do. And he's right on point. Clark understood that this statement might be construed as a violation of the court's interdict against referring to Maxine as a girl. The third parties but felt that he could not honestly take any other stand. While he has long been tolerant of his daughter's transgender identity, he was unwilling to regulate his objective statements to media outlets by misattribution of his daughter's sex. Then this is some crazy, man. Hoagland opposes his child's undergoing gender affirmative medical procedures and has stated this opposition again and again in the hope of saving his child from irreversible harm. The Canadian medical system, the legal system, and the child's mother pressed, there you go, that wicked ass woman. And the child's mother pressed ahead with social and medical transition of the child. On December 14th, and this is something that others have brought to the, to light, but I just felt I had to do a video on this because this is just batshit crazy. And it's like these devils playing these mental games. Case in point, I mentioned just in passing earlier about this COVID shit. All right, people driving in their cars with 2 masks on by themselves because this devil has put it out there. I mean, he's used his media, he's passed laws, and people still believe it. And you try to tell them, oh man, they'll go at you. That's why, at the end of the day, you gotta say to hell with them. That's, they're trapped up in that. They can't see it. It's meant to be so. He goes on to say on December 14, 2020, Hoagland was compelled by Justice Mazzari's court to collude in the gender transitioning of his 14-year-old daughter and told not to call his biological female child his daughter. In response, Hoagland made a charter challenge engaging his right to freedom of speech. When he appeared in family court, the judge forced him to sit in the prisoner's dock, even though he was guilty of no crime. The judge referred to him as the accused Lynn made an application for the judge to recuse himself on the basis that all of this was prejudicial. Hoagland told his story. The child had complex problems, but the court blamed them all on gender dysphoria. In other words, someone's got this agenda they're pushing forth. All right. His marriage to the child's mother, as he stated earlier, this is an experiment. All right. His marriage to the child's mother had broken up. He said that in grades 5 and 6, his daughter was getting into trouble and hanging out with boys. So they arranged for her to see the school counselor. In grade 7, he noticed she cut off her long hair and started wearing a toupee. He said that she developed intense crushes on 2 male teachers and made a suicide attempt. Yeah, she had issues. She still got issues. Hoagland discovered that the school had been showing his daughter, SOGI 123, the Going Sexual and Gender Identity Education materials, there you go, in British Columbia, which amounts to transgender ideology propaganda videos. He should sue that school. What right? Well, damn. I don't even know why I said that, but you sign so many things in this day and age, all right, thinking it's innocent when it's not. From the time a child is born, all right, man, this is just wicked. In the grade 7 yearbook, the child was referred to by a different name. The school counselor changed the child's name without telling her parents. The school socially transitioned the biologically female child on its own initiative with the input of a gender ideologue psychologist, Dr. Wallace Wong. See what's eventually going to happen? I foresee parents taking actions into their own hands. All right, because when those in authority are like this, who do you turn to? Now, we know who we turn to, but the way this is set up, you either do what they encourage, or in this case, forcing him to do, or you get locked the fuck up and fined. If you can't see by now how wicked this world has become, and it's getting worse, and you have serious issues, you really need help. Wow. When Hoagland accompanied his child to a consultation with Wong, the psychologist advised the pubescent child to take testosterone. Wong referred the child to the endocrinology unit at the local hospital. Meanwhile, Hoagland was looking for mental health solutions to help the child without drugs. So the parent is actually the one looking out for the child, not the system. Like he said, they're interested in numbers. This is an experiment. All right, let me get wow. This is just, wow. Let me continue in 2 Thessalonians for a couple of more verses, and then I'm going to get another scripture. All right, son of perdition, verse 4, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, and so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is the Most High. All right. Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things. Verse 6, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. And he's being revealed in this time. All right. 7, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. All right, he was allowed to do or to do what he's done and continues to until he be taken out of the way. All right. 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, which he's being revealed now, whom the Most High Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And that's what we're doing out here on the highways and byways. All right. It's not about guns and all that mess. This is spiritual warfare. All right. Let's go to 2 Corinthians. Got to keep it spiritual. Got to keep it. Oops. What am I doing? All right. And he's messed up about that because this is a carnal, very carnal individual. All right. And it's set up to where the truth is going to bring this devil down. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. 5. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. All right? And as I stated earlier, that's what we're doing out here on the highways and byways. And it is working. All right? This is Hosea chapter 6, verse 5. It says, whoops. Kind of having. Here we go. Therefore, Hosea 6 and 5, have I hewed them by the prophets out there on the highways and byways, all right, telling the truth. First of all, who these Edomites are, how they refer to themselves as white when they're not, they're red. There's no such thing as a white person, there's no such thing as a black person. All right. I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. This truth is tearing that ass up. They are losing sleep off of this. And therefore, everybody is seeing them, or starting to see, for who and what they truly are. All right, so let's go back. Verse 9, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, the adversary, all right, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, and they should believe a lie. Because what does it go back to? We have certain things that are set in place that are what? We're going to get it real quick. This is Psalms chapter 82, verse 5. And it says, they know not, neither will they understand. I'm having trouble with it. Hold on. Neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. That's a foundation, male, female. You only have, let's look at, for instance, when you look at chromosomes. All right. All right. Chromosomes in humans. All right. How many chromosomes do people have? All right. There we go. In humans, each cell normally contains 23 pairs of chromosomes for a total of 46. 22 of these pairs, called autosomes, look the same in both males and females. The 23rd pair, the sex chromosomes, differ between males and females. Females have 2 copies of the X chromosome, XX, while males have 1 X and 1 Y. Now, what does this also tell you? This is why your lineage comes from the male. Like, duh. So, there's no XXY or XYX. It's just XX for female, XY for male. And one of those two is going to come out the male. It's going to be incubated in the female. That's it. Anything else is mental disease. All right? Simple. Oh, so simple. So simple. A caveman should have got it, but they can't get that. They messed that up. Oh boy. Let's see. For time's sake, I'm just going to post this. I only did this, being that it's an Edomite, but things like this is a word they refer to as a precedent. All right? And it simply means an earlier event or action that is regarded as an example or guide according to Esau's laws. This is what, in all his law books and things of that nature, they look at precedents and case law. All right, you'll see it all the time in all the law shows. You'll see maybe a defense attorney arguing for his client, and they'll refer to like Johnson v. United States or whatever have you. Well, that's a case, something, depending on what the charge is for the client. All right, that would be an earlier case that they reference. All right, so this is what this is going, if it goes through, to set. It's called a precedent, an earlier event or action that is regarded as an example or guide to be considered in subsequent similar circumstances. All right. Let's see what else is down here. A gender identity activist lawyer, Barbara Finley, represented the child in court. Justice Bowden decided that the child's best interest lay in destroying her long-term health to make her body appear more like that of a male. Skipping down one. He said, "Here I am sitting there as a parent watching a perfectly healthy child be destroyed, and there's nothing I can do but sit on the sideline." According to Justice Bowden at the time, I can only affirm or get thrown in jail. Bowden's court held that the father's consent was irrelevant. The judge went a step further, declaring that the girl's parents must affirm their child's gender identity and refer to the child as though the fact of her being a gender non-conforming biological female who identifies as transgender means that the child is a boy. If he did not, the parents would be implicated of the criminal offense of family violence. This is utter bullshit. After the hearing, Hoagland gave an interview to the Federalist saying that people cannot change sex, and you can't. And that mega doses of exogenous testosterone, Salaki, would damage his vulnerable biological female child's health. Justice Mazzari then summarily convicted Hoagland of family violence on the basis that he had declined to use his child's preferred masculine pronouns. Mazzari authorized a warrant for Hoagland's arrest in the event that he ever used the correct sex pronouns to refer to his daughter again. Wow. In the Mazzari ruling, it said that I can only think thoughts which are contrary to the Bowden ruling. The court was gracious enough that they did not police my thoughts, but everything else they could. In 2019, Hoagland abided by the court order, hoping to get his daughter off testosterone. However, in January 2020, the highest court in British Columbia declared that the child should continue to take testosterone. It also imposed a conduct order on Hoagland that he must continue to refer to his biological female child by male pronouns. Hoagland said that they've created a delusion and they're forcing parents to live in this delusion. Straight to the point. He goes on to say, what happens when the bubble explodes and the delusion ends? She can never go back to being a girl in the healthy body she should have had. These kids don't understand. What kind of 13-year-old is thinking about having a family and kids? He said, lamenting his child's stolen future. Hoagland gave interviews to several Canadian commentators. The broadcasts were suppressed by digital platforms, and he was threatened with contempt of court proceedings. What kind of father would I be if in 10 years' time she's transitioning and she asked me, why didn't you do anything to stop this? None of you stuck your neck out for me back then. All right. Wow. Wow. This is the agenda. All right. Can you see now how these people have to be taken out of the power seat? You can't be a man in this world. Let me put it another way. You can't be the gender you were born as. This is madness. This is wow. Isaiah 29. Just wow. Isaiah 29 and 16, it says, in fact, I will start at 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Most High Yahweh, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? See, these are works, foundations that the Most High set in place, set in order. And these proud Edomites, the hubris of these Edomites, these devils. Let's get another scripture. I'll end it on this. This is Revelation 9. Wow. This is Revelation chapter 9. Oh, I mean, Salakia. Whoa. Oh boy. This is Romans, Salakia, chapter 9. I'll start at 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. Alright? It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, the progenitor of the 12 tribes. Alright? His name was changed to Israel. But Esau, who is his brother, have I hated. Esau is the progenitor of the Edomites. Alright? Who refer to themselves today as white people. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High forbid, meaning no. Alright? For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Alright? So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that sheweth mercy. All right, let's skip down to I skipped over. Hold on, here it is. It says verse 20. But nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, Why hast thou made me thus? Hath not the potter power over the clay, which the Most High is, and we are the clay, of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, which is Jacob, and another unto dishonor, which was Esau? What if the Most High, willing to shew his wrath, and to make his power known, endureth with much longsuffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, which the nation of Edom are? Like ancient Pharaoh, the modern day Pharaoh, all right, these elite banking families, all right, they've been set up. This is going to be a greater destruction than ancient Egypt. All right? That's what's being set up. Verse 23, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. There you go. Which is Israel. There you go. All right, so once again, I'm going to end it on this. This is so sad. I mean, hey, look up the term gaslighting. That's what this goes back to. They're making you doubt reality. Serious mind games. In fact, before I might as well look it up. Let's see. Because this is what's, I mean, hey, people are going to lose it. People are going to lose it. Gaslighting, here we go. All right. It was a movie, an old movie. It says gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation. All right. And in here in this end cap, you see like the news broadcaster, it says psychological manipulation is a type of social influence that aims to change the behavior or perception of others through indirect, deceptive, or underhanded tactics. By advancing the interest of the manipulator, often at another's expense. Such methods could be considered exploitative. All right, let's see, where did that end off? Let's see. Psychological, in which a person or group covertly telling everyone, oh, it's this deadly virus out here. You should wear a mask, even though a mask is in no way going to prevent this. All right. And you should social distance. Yeah, social distance. 6 feet. And therefore, because out of fear, ignorance, and you trust this devil so much, you just go ahead with it. In which a person or group covertly sows seeds of doubt or fear in a targeted individual or group, making them question their own memory, perception, or judgment. It may evoke changes in them such as cognitive dissonance or low self-esteem. This man is, he's fucked up. All right, rendering the victim, he knows it's wrong. Others know it's wrong. But this motherfucker passes these laws, these unrighteous decrees. All right, man. Rendering the victim additionally dependent on the gaslighter, in this case, the system, for emotional support and validation, using denial, misdirection, contradiction, and disinformation. And yet when we put up videos telling you what's going on, asking you to search these things out for yourself, not just take our words, unlike what they're doing, Then they take our videos down, give us strikes, talking about we're spreading misinformation when they're the ones doing it. Gaslighting involves attempts to destabilize the victim and delegitimize the victim's beliefs. Wow. And that's exactly what's going on here. All right, so for time's sake, I'm sure I've gone way over. I couldn't help it. Once again, this is from Sign of the Times. Canadian father jailed for referring to his gender transitioning 14-year-old daughter as she and her. These mother effers, these maggot farmers. You know, wow. Hey, you know, mm, mm, mm. Hold on. Whoops, sorry about that.